Good morning. How are you doing? Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching this. I hope you are having a great morning so far. I'm Duncan from Mind Affinity, in case you didn't know, and I am here to talk about different cognitive biases. So most Thursday mornings, I jump on here and go live to talk about different biases. Good morning, Tristan. Been a while since you've caught one of these videos. Good to see you here. And good morning, Mr. Chisholm, one of my regular viewers. So today I'm talking about the well-travelled road effect. It's a really simple bias, so I'll cover that in a moment. But I'm not just going to talk about that. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail and information about being on time in general and how that can work. So, firstly, the well-travelled road effect. It's a very simple bias. When we know a journey, a familiar route or a road well-travelled, then we're likely to assume that it's going to take us less time to travel that journey than it realistically is likely to take. But the opposite is true. If we're going on a journey that we don't often take, particularly longer journeys, then we're more likely to overestimate how long that journey is going to take. So roads, journeys that are familiar to us, we underestimate how long they'll take, and journeys that are unfamiliar, we overestimate how long they'll take. Simple as that. So obviously, being aware of that in itself can be enough to make a big difference. So if you are someone who is perpetually late, for example, and you want to do something about it, this is one of those things to consider. Now, there's lots of different types of late. So you may be a late person, and it may be something that you want to change and that you've worked on, but you don't know how. The first thing to do is understand what kind of late you are. Are you the chronic procrastinator? Is it because you just want to get that next thing done and you underestimate how long it's going to take to get that thing done, so you don't leave yourself enough time? Is it because you hate wasted time? Is it because you're anxious about getting there early before everyone else? Equally, that can work the other way around. For example, James Chisholm is watching. He's probably the kind of person who'll get somewhere early because he doesn't want to, A, let people down by being late, and B, wouldn't want to be walking in when there's already a room full of people. I'm exaggerating that. I started talking about James and went off to an exaggerated example rather than actually James. But there we go. Yep, 5 minutes early is late in his mind. But to other people, that's then a waste of time. So if for you it's about not wanting to waste time, or about wanting to fit in as much as you can and get as much done as possible, one of the easiest ways around that is to have a task or a list of tasks that you can complete that only take a few minutes, and specifically plan to complete those in the car park when you arrive at your destination. So it could be as simple as, actually, you want to read 2 pages of your book. It doesn't even have to be something task-based per se. And if you are aiming to read 2 more pages of your book, and you go, right, well, if I leave now, then I'll get there and have those couple of minutes to spare, you don't feel like you're wasting the time so much. But if you do then get delayed in traffic or there's something that holds you back, you can still get there on time and read those couple of pages afterwards instead, because it's only a few minutes, right? Little things like that can make a huge difference. So one of the, you know how there's those people that are just always late for work or for their daily thing or to school. I mean, a great example of this is my dad, when he was younger, used to live directly opposite the school he went to school at, and he was late every single day. Why? Well, because in his head, it's just across the road. It's only going to take a minute. So if I need to be at school at, I don't know, 9 o'clock, then I only need to leave at like a minute to 9, which invariably ended up being 9. And actually, what you're not allowing for is that leaving at 9 isn't the same as getting up to leave at 9, putting your shoes on at 9, being out of the door by a minute or 2 minutes past 9, walking across the road, waiting for cars, walking through the playground, getting to the room where your registration is. all of this stuff takes extra time that you tend not to plan in because you're just thinking, oh, I know the journey, it only takes a minute. It's just across there. Or if it's traveling to work and it's a bit further, let's say you've got a 20-minute drive, again, we do the same thing. We go, oh, it only takes me 20 minutes, so I don't need to leave until 22, so I've got 3 minutes, yeah. But actually those 3 minutes will very easily be eaten up by grabbing your lunch, quickly filling up your water bottle, all of these other different things that just kind of fill time. And so that 20-minute journey, you're actually only leaving yourself 18 minutes, 17 minutes, 16 minutes to make that journey. And then it just takes one traffic light. And here's the thing, you're actually creating a whole load more stress for yourself as well, potentially. It's really common for people to put themselves in that kind of position. And then by the time they do get to work, because they're like, oh no, I'm going to be late now because of that thing, not looking at the bigger picture, and then you're starting your day already on the back foot, leaving yourself a little extra time. And do you know what? I do a whole talk about why I love bad drivers and the lessons that you can learn from that. But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, the way that we create a situation for ourselves that just creates more stress for us can have such a negative impact for our whole day, not just that one moment where we're a bit late. Larry Cavell, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Glad you're enjoying the video. Nice to see you, mate. We need to catch up. We really need to catch up. And Chisholm says, yes, I had this started to implement. We are leaving at X time, which was always 10 minutes earlier than I wanted to leave. There we go. And it's funny, isn't it? We can tell ourselves these lies and we know it's a lie, but it still means that we end up leaving on time. And if it works, it works. I always find it funny when people put clocks forward by a few minutes, but then they know that they've put their clock forward by a few minutes. So when you say, oh, we've got to leave in 5 minutes, they're like, oh no, I've got 5 minutes, yeah. Because they know that they've put the clock forward. When does it stop? You just keep moving it forward more and more and more until you just know that your clock is an hour fast and ignore it anyway. So yeah, that's it really. The well-traveled road effect. If you're going on a long journey, or sorry, if you're going on an unfamiliar journey, you're likely to overestimate how long that'll take and therefore arrive earlier. I don't see that as a bad thing. If you're taking a road well-traveled, a journey you know and that you're familiar with, then you'll likely underestimate how long that takes and potentially be late. How to get around it? Be aware of it. Know that that's the fact. And again, I can go into more detail on this separately, but look into, okay, what's the reason that I'm late? What kind of late am I? Is it because I'm the procrastinator? Is it because I just want to get everything done? Is it because I just completely get absorbed and lose track of time, in which case set yourself an alarm as a reminder with plenty of time to get ready, and look into ways that you can make it work. Yes, Rory, I was also reading the comment from up here, but it didn't have your name on it, so I just decided to ignore it. Yes, because you get used to it, the changing the clock and then allow for it. It's bad, isn't it? Yeah, so it's one of those things where you're treating the symptom rather than the root cause. So when you put the clock forward, you're just treating that symptom, but actually identify the root cause. What is it that's always making you late? What can you do differently? And change the way you think about things, change your mindset, and you don't need to worry about changing a clock anymore. They were still always 5 minutes later than I wanted to leave, but at least it wasn't 15. Absolutely, and that's the thing, when it involves other people as well, it's a whole different game, isn't it? Yes, I'm not ignoring you now, okay, Rory? He's desperate for attention. This is my brother. His name's Rory. He's the guitar ninja, and he runs an online guitar teaching academy, which is really cool with like gamification and stuff. It's really awesome. Check it out. Molly says, boyfriend managed to spend more than 15 minutes making a sandwich today, and as such was very late. Now, I'm really hoping that that was an epic sandwich, but I imagine I'm going to be disappointed and it was just something really basic, wasn't it? I made 2 fresh salads this morning with all sorts of stuff in it in the time it took him to make a sandwich. Although, to be fair, saying that, I arrived at my desk bang on past to hit live for this video, so who am I to talk? Apparently the caption's called that the guitar ninja. Just to be clear, he is the guitar ninja. Did that work that time, Chisholm? Gotta love the captions. A friend of mine called Claudia Doring, the captions thought her name was Cloudy Adoring, and I thought that was quite nice, so that's what I call her now. Anyway, I've started rambling, so that means it's time to bring this video to an end. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. Actually, I've got some exciting news before you go, while you're here. I've got some exciting news. So, Relax Club, which is my kind of online platform for self-care, with live relaxation sessions and a whole load of pre-recorded tracks for mindset and meditations and stuff like that. It's a year old. It's crazy to think that it's a year old, but officially yesterday was live session number 52, meaning that it's now a whole year old. So, to celebrate that it's a year old, I've decided I'm going to give some stuff away. So if you're interested, all you need to do is comment relax below, and I'll drop you a message with a link that will give you free access for you to come and check it out and see what you think without even needing to pay for it, as a happy birthday celebration, and to thank you guys for listening to me waffle on till the... Oh no, I've upset my accountant. Oh, hang on, where is it? There it is. I've upset my accountant. He hates it when I give stuff away for free, especially when I don't consult him first. Sorry, James. Anyway, have an awesome day, everyone. You stay funky, Larry, and I will catch you all soon.